Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day, because this is the way to paint the certified guild squad. You're going to start off with a matte white primer, whether it be in a rattle can or the airbrush, and you're going to give them a good coating. And as you can see, I separated Grogu from Din Djarin. And what I did now here, I'm just actually having fun with the airbrush, war paints, speed paints, and I want to test the accuracy of my new Ultra 2024 airbrush. And wow, look at this, I'm hitting just the spots I wanted to, and it was on level 3 of the airbrush. And then I said, oh, I got the airbrush out, might as well take out some night scales here and paint the entirety of IG-11 with that metallic air paint. And what a great job again, trying to just keep it close to the miniature. As you can see, I'm very close with the airbrush because I'm trying to be as precise so not to get the base too much. And then I used some rawhide brown air paint to pretty much base coat the entirety of, oh my god, I always forget his name as the character. I really can't remember. Anyways, I'm sorry, his name always eludes me. This guy, you know, anyways, and then I come in with some plate matte metal metallics from the warpaints fanatic line, dry brush that over IG-11, then take some dark tone, put this all over our Mandalorian here. Again, like I said, I kept Grogu separately because he was attached to his cape here. But I wanted to make sure I got all the nooks and crannies on here, make sure I got everything also on Grogu. But then I was like, you know what, it wouldn't have made that big of a difference, but it sort of would have. I don't know. Anyways, and then I used some strong tone on this guy. I'm gonna call him this guy because seriously, I'm very annoyed that I forgot his name, and I'm sure you guys are all like, it's this, it's this. You can comment down below all the mistakes I made with the guy's name, probably. Well, not the mistakes, but you can go ahead and name them all you want. And this has got to be one of the smallest miniatures I've ever painted. I thought the Grogu I painted for Legion was tiny. This guy is tiny, and I just used some blinding light there on his pod. Now I'm actually using dark rust, the effects paint, as an actual paint on IG-11 here, and I'm putting it on some of the spots because I was looking at the artworks, looking at some of the other people that painted this guy, and noticing that some of the parts were like rusty looking, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to use like an actual paint for this. I want to try what the rust would do, and guess what? I find it comes out looking amazing with it. Deep gray now for the belt, for where he's holding, I think those must be like the bullets or whatever, or anyways, a gun belt or just a strap, anyway, whatever you want to call it. And I know, guys, it has been a crazy time over here at the household, so I have been away from painting and video editing. I am currently working on a Song of Ice and Fire army for the Free Folk, getting that painted up, trying to make a large video on that. Anyway, so that'll come eventually. Anyways, I just want to apologize, but please don't let my channel die. Keep checking out my videos and all that. And yes, you get to see a big bundle of my hair here because I'm trying to get really close to see the dots on all those eyes that he has on IG-11. Again, just keep watching my videos, keep liking, subscribing, keep commenting, go check out some older videos. You know, I have some fun banter I go along when I do my videos. I don't just paint and show you guys, oh, I paint this color, paint that color. No, I have fun and I talk about stuff. This certified guild squad, by the way, you can use it on its own. It's a whole squad. It's ready to go right out of the box. You can use it in Star Wars Shatterpoint, which is an amazing skirmish game. And I mean, this, you can put this, I was actually going to create a bounty hunter full squad, like a full list, which would include these guys. But on the other side, I was going to have Cad Bane with Jango Fett, and I was supposed to have him here, the Mando, with Bouche, Leia as a bounty hunter, instead of this guy, you know, the guy in the brown outfit. Can't remember the name again. Anyways, also, if you guys want to support this channel, which would be incredible, you can become a member of the YouTube channel. You can hit join right at the front of the page, or you can go check out my Patreon page. You guys get early access when you're a certain member level. You also get early access on YouTube for videos. I also have other perks, but the higher you go up, the more, and I don't have anyone higher up yet, so that's why I haven't done any specific content for them. But once I start getting people, I will do specific content for them, which is live Q&As, which is live streams just for them. You know, the shout outs are there and all that for you guys, and it's would greatly help. This hobby is not cheap. It is, but it is fun. I love it, and this is one thing that keeps me going in life. There are so many hardships out there, and people who enjoy my videos, I think, also know the fact that not every day is a piece of cake, and painting a miniature just takes you away and lets you enjoy the moment, and in the end you have something to be proud of, to be happy, puts a smile on your face. And the fact that my videos might put a smile on your face makes me even more happy, and I enjoy that thoroughly. So please hit that like button, guys, hit that subscribe, that is free, and just make this channel boom a little bit more. I know my goal of 5,000 is way off for this year, but I'm hoping maybe deep down people will be like, you know what, let's give this guy a chance, let's make this channel work and move it along. So we're still working on all the certified guild. This is not often where I do multiple miniatures. I know I've done that in the past, I've done some, and but I had so much fun painting these guys, and I really tried to stick as close as possible to the artwork that I found on Atomic Mass Games website. Now I think I made a blunder with his cape. I think it's supposed to be gray from what I saw, but I could be completely wrong. But I like the way that the brown came out. And as you can see, I'm going between air paints, warpaints, fanatic, speed paints, effects, washes. Like, I brought out every single weapon in this arsenal of paints I have, all my hobby stuff, just to get these guys to the perfection I wanted. And as I used on Legion, I believe I used Forest Sprite again on Grogu here, but I will touch him up with a little bit of a different color. But I don't think I showed on camera. I was like, I didn't like the too dark, so I had a little bit of light to him. I don't think I showed it, but I can't remember the paint I used. But anyways, he's so tiny, but the details on him are amazing. And then just doing the inside of his ears as a salmon pastel color, just to make it more skin-like. And a lot of times I was painting this guy here, and I didn't know what to do because he had a lot of browns, right? But that's why I did the base coat with the brown. And I was able to put some speed paints over it, some of the war paints over it. But even the war paints, I find sometimes if you have the right amount of water on your brush and on your wet palette, you can create like the perfect layer that still has some of the base layer come through a little bit on the edges, and it gives that shadow effect that you don't necessarily need to put a wash on it. Now, I put a strong skin shade on his face here, keeping that brown that I used originally. And then I come back with the command khaki because I actually realized, okay, I forgot to use it on some parts, and I'm highlighting some of the areas or some of the pouches that the Mandalorian had. And I actually redid the cape on this guy. I'm going to call him this guy, this one here. I redid, and I was like, why did I do that? And he does have a lighter brown, but I was like trying to... I really watered this down to make it more like a glaze, but I don't think it turned out very well. I'm not good at glazes. So at the end, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to cover it all up. It's going to have some of the brown show through, plus the wash I put on. It's going to have all the nooks and crannies detailed, and I'm going to be able to fix this with a wash again later. I'm going to come back with the same one I put on the entire miniature, and see what I'm doing. I'm actually highlighting some of the edges as well, coming back with the actual paint. And once it's dry, don't go do this once it's not dry because it'll just wipe off. When I put the strong shade back on, look what it does to it. It just darkens it down a bit. I put a little bit of water in there as well, and that's it. Now I noticed there was a couple parts on him that had this blue on him. I don't know why. I don't remember seeing blue in the show, but I put that on there. And then coming back to Grogu's pod here, I used blood chalice, and what I did is I kind of like chipped it on. Now I could have just painted it perfectly and then take a sponge and chip it again with the white underneath, but I just decided to like paint really badly and make it look like it was chipped paint, and it came out really well. Then I did some highlights with mithril on the Mandalorian, but just on one side as if like the sun was shining on there, just to make that metal shine one more time. And just I was just like, wow. And then I noticed I forgot to do his fingers are protruding from his gloves, so I just used a little bit of ruby skin on that to get that done. And then I came in with the matte black, did the hair on this guy. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't even, you know, if I had paused my recording, I would have went and found his name, and it's so annoying because, you know, it's there. And then just a part of the visor here on the Mando, and then the eyes on Grogu. And again on the eyes, I will add a little dot of white after on the off camera. Then I'm using some grim black on the guns of this guy. And because of the beigeish brown undercolor, it ended up like doing a great job of speed paints in the highlighting. And I just added some blue shade here. And now for the base, this is what okay, as you can see, I actually did a lot of bases for these. Usually I just use the plain bases, but what I did is I got these Vallejo pigments, and I'm using this grayish one for the stones that I got from Epic Basing. By the way, if you want some really cool stuff for basing your miniatures, epicbasing.com, I believe is that. Just amazing stuff you can buy, or you can buy the STL file and print them if you have a resin 3D printer. I don't recommend printing them with a FDM printer, but anyways. Then I use some light yellow ochre, and you always have to mix these in with water. Now the funny part with this is once it dried, his cape, I put some on his cape to make it look like it was dusty, but it became like super vibrant. So then all I did was take a brush and went on it, but it became like dust again, but it left a little bit on the back, and you'll see in the final picture what that turned out looking like. And there you have it, folks. The certified guild squad is painted, ready for the table, ready to take on any other faction. These guys are good to go. And look at the dust on his boots and on his cape there. That yellow ochre did a great job. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.